My name's Ron, and this is my 2008 Chalet Arrowhead, and I've done several improvements on this that I think might be of interest to people using the A-frame and specifically the Chalet models. That'll make them a little bit nicer. Obviously, other people have probably done all this stuff, but I didn't find much on YouTube that addressed some of the improvements I made. So let me get the camera off the tripod and walk you through. Before I do that, one of the first things I did was put a water heater in this, a Suburban 6-gallon water heater. I think it was model 5058 off of Amazon. It was $330, the base price. Probably got another $100 in just fittings and stuff. But we'll go through that when we get inside. You're looking at one of the first improvements I did, which is this door handle to my right. The original door handle was like a piece of crap plastic one, and Chalet, Debbie up at Chalet sent me this handle along with the kit. It requires some cutting on the door, so if you're faint-hearted and nervous, I wouldn't do it. But it makes for a pretty sanitary installation. This is a spacer plate that covers up the old hole, and then you can see inside. Makes pretty sanitary installation, but it's so much better because the latching mechanism here actually engages into the frame rather than this lip back here. So let's go inside and look around. Hey, let's start with the water heater problem. I can't believe anybody would buy one of these without a water heater, or that Chalet would make them without a water heater. Seems pretty basic to me, but nonetheless, there's quite a few of them out there that don't have a water heater, and I bought one of them. There's a video on YouTube. A gentleman demonstrated how he put a water heater in his, but it was the same model as mine, Arrowhead, and I'm kind of confused to this day why he did it so in such a difficult manner, and I'll show you why. Let me walk you over here and use my trusty snap-on LED light to bring some light to the subject. This is the area here on the front dinette seating area, and this empty area here that I use for storage is where the gentleman installed a water heater. Although he did a pretty sanitary job and very professional job, it was kind of a wasted effort to go through that much time and trouble, because the engineers at Chalet, whoever designed it, designed this thing to install the water heater back here by the water tank. And this is the one I put in. And if you'll look very close, you'll notice, let me get the camera down here, you'll notice that the water heater is supported on this side by the framework and has a little bit of a gap over here. And that's essentially it. It's already framed in around the water heater. That's factory. And I put in the outside shower. That also is framed in. So all I had to do was run the water lines, which you can see here. And that's essentially it. It works fine. This one is a propane or gas, and fired right up and makes life a lot more enjoyable. So let me touch on something else here while I'm over here. The another problem that I've encountered, set this up. Another problem I've encountered if you go off-road in one of these is the water tank. It was mounted in a very chinkadero fashion, very weak, and after several trips down back roads where there was a lot of shaking, I noticed some of the brackets were breaking. In fact, I'm going to cut here, go in and get those brackets and come back and show you what I'm talking about. This is a factory piece of aluminum, I don't know, probably about 1/8 inch. Two of these were mounted at the base of the water tank, and then a bracket similar to this, theirs actually broke. So I temporarily improvised and made one. And let me show you where it mounted here. this bracket normally fastened right here, and it kept the tank theoretically from bouncing up and down. And then they used this other tall one right here like that. You can see it's pretty bad. It wouldn't meet my needs, and I got very paranoid about ending up springing a water leak if that tank bounced around on a trip. So I used this angle iron, drilled through the floor. It's sandwiched with stainless steel fasteners. You know, that's a hollow styrofoam filled area there, so you got to sandwich it to get any strength out of it. I did that all the way down. It's about 4 feet. I did that to the top, but what I did different at the top was these are factory strips here. This is not. I put that in, glued it, and then I put a molly toggle into the wall, and then screwed into that molly. Obviously it doesn't have a whole lot of lateral strength, but it has quite a bit of shear strength up and down. To give it even more of an insurance, I put these 3 braces in here. You can see this is kind of notched where the tank won't slide forward, and then screwed to the framework, and there's 3 of those. I don't know if you can see those good enough. My hope is that that's going to be sufficient to control any movement down, you know, rough or rocky roads. Something else I did was replace the factory lights with these LED lights. They only use 3 watts, which is about 20% of what the factory does. Obviously, if you like dry camping, it's going to extend your battery life considerably. You know, I put the whole lights in. I think they were $10. You don't have to. You can buy just those LED bulbs, I believe, at Walmart and places. So that's something you might want to think about. Okay, here's something else I did. This originally had an AM/FM cassette deck. I can't believe people were still buying cassette decks in '08, but that's what it came with from the factory. So I pulled it out. It leaves a big gaping hole. Went down to the store and got some birch lumber here. Then I cut out and put in just a conventional automotive deck system, if you will. It's got USB. Then I tied in the satellite radio system to it, and of course the switch for the water heater to turn it on. So it looks pretty clean. I think it matches pretty much. Something else I did too, I'll bring the camera down here. I threw in a little night light. Matter of fact, let me shut my snap-on light off here, and I put in this little light here, and it puts out, it's LED, got it off Amazon, I think it was $5. Puts out a nice little night light, low amperage draw in the evening. And let me go install this. An additional plug for USB, because it seems like there's always a shortage of plug-ins to charge your USB drivers. This is the switch for the cabinet light. Turn that off. And this here shuts off all the power to the radios and everything that might draw power and end up with an empty battery. I normally at night I'll just shut that off. All these switches and stuff I got off of Amazon. I think I buy 90% of my stuff off Amazon anymore. You can't really beat it. I think that is it. Oh no, it isn't. Let me go up top side here. There we go. You know, because it only had cold water, I had to buy this faucet off of Amazon. It was kind of pricey. It's hard holding this camera and this light. It was kind of pricey. I think it was $140, but pretty nice unit. I'm very happy with the quality. You can look down inside this cavern and see the heaters down in there, the radio. Yeah, it gets crowded, but it all works good. Alright, this is something I added. You know, sometimes when you head to camp and it's dark, you can't really see what you're doing if you're pulling in or backing in. or sometimes in the middle of the night when you hear a weird sound, it's nice to be able to have some light. So I on Amazon I found these lights. They're LED. I think they were $10 each. Anyway, I installed 3 of them, one on each side and one in the back. I'll give you a close up here. There they are there. And there's the back side. And I just ran the wires along the framework. And I tied them all. Let's go up here. I tied them all into this switch right here. So when I'm in bed, I can just hit that and the lights will come on. You can see they're pretty damn bright. It's really nice for backing up. Let me go back here and I'll show you. I mounted the one back here on the bumper. It's pretty damn handy. The last thing I did, and I'm going to show you, and I'll set this back on a tripod when I bring it in, is I put a pantry in. I had one of these in my Chalet about 3 years ago. I sold that unit, regretted it, and bought another one. But I'll show you close up. This is it's simply a shower rod, a wooden shower rod, vinyl coated, and it's suspended right here. That's just a shower rod thing. And then there's one over here. So let me go out and get this thing and show you what I'm talking about. Alright, here it is. I hang it in the garage to fill it. I simply put one in there, one in there, slide this puppy over, paper towel holder, and that's it. And you've got a full pantries, no struggle getting all your stuff out to cook. All the cooks or cups, plates. I keep stuff we use quite often, medicine, toothbrushes, and everything. Let me bring around here. Spoons, knives, forks, whatever. And there's storage over here too. So it's pretty cool. Very handy. And then, like I say, I put it in the garage to refill and stuff like that to get it out of here. And your paper towel holder right here. So I think that was $69 or $70. I got it on Cabela's. That was the only place I could find them. And just make sure, if you go that route, you make sure your brackets right up here clear everything when you put your sidewalls down, which I did that. Well, that's about it. I don't have anything else to show you, but I thought between having the exterior lights on a switch, reinforcing the water tank, and the pantry here, those are all pretty, and the water heater, pretty substantial improvements over things a lot of people might have encountered already. Anyway, have a good one. Happy tubing.